Y'all, in the words of MJ Harris, get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here. Listen, baby, that episode. Oh, I got so much to say. I got so much to say. I might be all over the place because I got a lot to say. Okay, give me a minute. We are here to talk about that Ready to Medicine episode that just went off, baby. Hold on, give me a second, cause baby, let me say hi to the peoples. Let me say hi to the peoples. And then we're gonna have to get into these things. Lord, where the chat go? Come on back, chat. All right. Let me say hi to the peoples. Hey Tam, what's up, Lemon Kush? Sweet Pea, what's up, Nay? Nay, go to bed. What's up, Mahogany Guy? She a grown ass woman. Anyway, hey Kenya, what's up, Mahogany Grimes? Nikki, Lovely 31. Hey Charles, Heavenly told it all. Yeah, Heavenly told it. Baby, I can't wait till Heavenly's review tomorrow because I got some questions. Hey Amber, Miss Hogg. Hey Carol, Charles, Natty. The Heavenly Kitchlen. Hey. Hey. Miss Baythane, La Queen, Nikki, Symmetry, Aquarius Goddess. Hey, you guys. Anybody else coming in? Please come on in and take a seat. It's already 64. Y'all. Hey, Karebu. Special shout out to my members that are lit up in green. Hey, Black Empress, Gossip in the Garden. Come on in, you guys. So listen, we start this episode off. I just got to get into the things. Let me tell y'all something. Oh, where's my lighting? Why my lighting look? It look like it's not lit up. I don't know. I look all right. My lighting look okay. Hey, Jay, what's up, boo? Let me tell y'all something. Okay, let me put a pin in that real quick. Let me tell y'all something. Heavenly understands the assignment. People can't, and this is why I love Heavenly. Heavenly understands the assignment. Hey, what's up, James? Every time. But we're going to get to Heavenly later on. So we start this episode off. We have a scene with the OGs, basically, right? We have Heavenly, we have Toya, we have Jackie, and Simone. Now, let me say something. And y'all tell me what y'all think in the chat. I am not convinced that this wasn't filmed after the trip to Napa. I'm going to just be honest. I'm telling you, I am not convinced that scene was not filmed after Napa. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying I feel like it. Me too. Life at the estate. I am very conflicted after this episode because let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you what my first response was. My first reaction, okay. See, I'm all over the place, y'all. My first reaction was, this is some bullshit. That was my first reaction. My first reaction was this was a pile-on, and there was no way that Quad could have been successful. Y'all had made up your mind that y'all didn't want her in the group, and you created an environment that she could not be successful, which gave you guys the opportunity to do what y'all wanted to do. That is my opinion. And that was my first response, right? My first response was, this is some bullshit. Now, my second opinion, though, because again, I'm all over the place with this. I'm gonna get to that because I hear you, boo. My second opinion was, as a collective, they never forgave Quad from the first time she kicked their asses to the curb. Now, as a collective, and for those of you who watched the show, y'all know what I'm talking about. It was when the season before, when Quad was on Sister Circle. And let me tell y'all something. And I ain't talking to the tribe, because the tribe already, Demetra, are you? Oh no, it's not the right Demetra. The tribe know me, and y'all love me, and y'all know me for my works. Okay, that is what the tribe knows. Let me tell y'all, don't be in my comments correcting me. I said this on the last episode. I said when Quad was on the circle, and why somebody gonna put in the comments the circle? Do you mean sister circle? You knew what the hell I meant when I said the circle. Don't be correcting me over no dumb shit like that. You know what I meant. Okay, I had to get that off. Come on to the middle. Come on to the middle. Okay. Ooh, come on to the middle. Now, I feel like they never really forgave Quad when Quad kicked their asses to the curb the first time. Okay. Y'all remember how Quad wasn't coming around the group. And listen, I'm gonna tell y'all some breaking the fourth wall tea that y'all probably already knew because this is, this shit is like 2 or 3 years old, but y'all might not have heard it. So I'm gonna tell y'all, is that the shut up, Nay. This some behind the wall kind of tea. It wasn't just that Quad had kicked the ladies to the curb, right? It wasn't just that Quad wasn't really coming around and being open with the group. Quad was being real disrespectful about shit. Like Quad was showing up 2 or 3 hours late to stuff. Quad was giving them and production her ass to kiss. Because here's the thing, y'all don't, when I say y'all, you know I don't mean y'all. You know I don't mean y'all, the tribe know. I mean people in general. Because here's what y'all don't understand. When they are filming these scenes, if it is supposed to be a group scene, they cannot film until the group is there, right? I remember one time when Kim Zolciak came back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and her and Candy was supposed to have lunch, and Candy waited like an hour and a half, and a lot of people was like, hell nah, hell nah. Candy had to wait because they had to film that scene. And so it was the same thing with Quad. Quad would hold them up from filming scenes and stuff like that. And see, that's when Dr. Heavenly first started doing her lives, right? And not as many people were watching her YouTube. And I remember her saying that. She was like, listen, all of us are doctors, okay? Jackie got a schedule around her surgeries. Simone got a schedule around her patients. I got a schedule around my patients. Phaedra ain't got shit to do, but we waiting on her. Every time we trying to film, we waiting on her. And then y'all remember when they tried to confront her down to Heavenly's house, and she just like shut down and walked off. And then later on that season, she had that birthday party and basically was like, my real friends, the only people that I know that care about me. And she was talking about her sister circle, and the rest of the Married to Medicine ladies was in the back of the room like, yeah, they ain't never forgive you for that shit, Quad. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. They never let that go. And when I say they, I ain't necessarily talking about Heavenly, because I think Heavenly just let all that shit roll off her back. Because I think at the end of the day, I think Jackie is probably Heavenly's first real girlfriend as an adult. You know what I'm saying? I think Heavenly, if she got her husband and got her kids, I really think she's all right. So I don't think she was as upset. What's up, Taurus? I don't think she was as upset, but I definitely know that Simone was in her feelings. Simone was hurt. Toya, I don't know about being hurt. I don't know. But that's my issue and that's why I said I'm on both sides of this coin, because I feel like this episode tonight was some bullshit. I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all. I feel like, again, I'm not convinced that opening scene was not a pickup scene. In TV talk, y'all know what a pickup scene is. They go back and they film it. I'm not convinced that scene happened before the trip to Napa. Now, what I am convinced is that conversations took place before the trip to Napa that weren't on camera. I am convinced of that. I'm convinced that Toya had her conversations because this whole episode was about Quad and Quad acting right and Quad being on probation and all of that. I am convinced that conversations were had away from the camera. I'm not convinced that conversation took place before the trip to Napa. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. Now, I could be wrong. I'm just saying I'm not convinced of it. I ain't saying it did or didn't. I just ain't convinced of it. Jackie was probably hurt too, but Simone definitely was hurt because Simone and Quad were friends for real, for real. They were friends for real, for real. Simone was very rude to Quad, calling her little girl, talking about her home along with Toya, calling it a BS home. Do you mean the scene between the four? Yeah, that first scene where it was Jackie. I'm still on the first scene, Ravine girl, because I've been ranting for a minute. Jackie, Jackie, Heavenly, Toya, and Simone. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like I said, I'm on both. My review is gonna kind of be from both sides because I really do see both sides. Now, the resurrection thing last week was supposed to be Quad. because basically Quad has cut everybody off. And here's the thing. Jackie said it. Jackie said Quad told her after the reunion that she needed some time. And so Jackie was like, well, you told me you needed time. I left you alone. And I figured when you were ready to call, you was ready to talk, you would reach out to me because I initiated the conversation and you told me you needed some time. So I backed up. You kicked Heavenly to the curb. You and Toya, that wasn't never going to be a thing. And you and Dr. Simone were not in a good space. During the off season, we know for a fact, well, people who follow these people on social media, we know for a fact that these ladies hang out together in real time. You know what I'm saying? They hang out. Toya and Simone are friends in real life. Their husbands hang out. They do things together. You see them on social media all the time at each other's house. They have Super Bowl parties and stuff. They are friends in real life. We saw Jackie and Dr. Heavenly this summer do a whole European vacation together. Again, if you follow, I follow all of them on social media. I believe it was for Heavenly's birthday. Jackie took Heavenly, because I think it was her 50th or 55th or something like that. But she took, well, I can say she took Heavenly, but they went to Europe together. And they looked like they had themselves a ball. Do you hear me? So these people are hanging out in real life. And Quad, not only is Quad not talking to them, Quad doesn't, not hanging out with them, Quad does not communicate with them. See, there's a difference. There's a difference between, oh, I don't really hang out with you like that, and I have totally blocked you and cut you off. I don't talk to you. When you call me, I don't respond. I don't call you. The producers invited Quad, so that's why everybody was looking crazy when she got there, because no one had told Quad about the Napa trip. Okay, so let's rewind, because thank you, Angela. Angela was watching the watch along over on social media, which I'm sure all the clips are gonna be all over the place. So she said, just live on Instagram, the producers invited Quad, not Phaedra, because Phaedra said she didn't want to get involved with the beef between Quad and Toya. So let me tell you how I think this whole thing went down, and then we're gonna get back to the show. Because like I said, I feel some kind of way about all of this. Okay. Angela said the producers invited Quad. Oh yeah, I just read that part. Okay. Thank you, Angela Boo. So they had this scene where basically Toya says, listen, I ain't really comfortable bringing Quad on this trip. This is my trip. This is a real business trip, and I'm really not in a good space with Quad. And honestly, I really don't feel like arguing the whole time. Like, this is business that I'm trying to handle. We're not just going on a trip just to be going on a trip. Like, I'm going to be meeting with execs and blah, blah, blah. And basically what she's saying is, I don't want to be showing my black ass down here with these good white people. And even if they ain't white people, they executive people. And I really ain't trying to go down there and show my ass. I'm really trying to do business and do real business. And this is real for me. So she's talking to the ladies about it. And she starts off the conversation by saying she don't want Quad to go. But then she ends the conversation with, okay, well, if Quad, she can go and we're going to see how she act and see if we're ready to bring her back into the trip. See, Quad screwed this. Okay. The reason why I know, in my opinion, when I say I know, I mean in my opinion, not I know because I talked to somebody on the phone. The reason why I know that conversations were had off camera as it relates to Quad and her future with this show is because that whole resurrection thing last week was supposed to be Quad's, what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? That was supposed to be Quad's apology to the group. Her, the word that I'm looking for ain't coming to me, but basically, she was really supposed to humble herself last week and be like, look, y'all, I screwed this up. I know that, I cut y'all off. I was not there. I was not there. And, I do apologize. Her mea culpa, cahoots, yeah. She really was supposed to do that last week. And that's why Phaedra was giving her the side eye that she was giving her, because Quad basically came at them with I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, not I'm sorry. She basically came at them with I'm willing to move forward if you're willing to move forward. So let's just move forward. And if you ain't ready to move forward, then fine, I'll accept that. Take it or leave it. And so the ladies walked away with that mindset that Quad was basically telling them, either you're going to accept what I said or we can move on, we can move forward. And I'm going to tell you, last week on the live with Dr. Jackie, Heavenly Quad, and Phaedra, you can tell that was what Dr. Heavenly walked away with, because she still said it to Phaedra last week. She said, well, that's how we felt. We felt like you were saying, take it or leave it. And it took us all aback. And none of us felt like anything had been resolved. Quad is one of those, and again, I think the way this thing went down tonight, I think it was fucked up. I really think the way it was cut up and produced, it really looked like they piled up on her and they put her in a situation where basically we've already made up our mind. It's kind of like, we're gonna let you audition, but we already know we're not gonna pick you, but we're gonna let you go out there and act the fool, and then we're gonna pick apart everything you did and to tell you why we didn't pick you. That's how I felt. Now that's how I felt. But Quad, you made it easy for them. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, Quad, you made it easy for them. So that was the first thing. See, I'm still on the first scene because I'm fired up. And I'm gonna give y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all what when we get to the end of this, don't let me forget what my suggestion is for Quad and her next move. But so the next scene we see Dr. Heavenly and Alora. They're hilarious together, but Alora has decided that she's gonna go to Florida A&M, and ultimately Dr. Heavenly is happy for her. She's sad. She didn't want her to go out of state, but she definitely understands, that that's what it is, and that's for her daughter's future, and she's actually proud of her. And she is pre-law. She's her major is biology, which is pretty much the same as being pre-med. So it looks like she's interested in going into the sciences. And, both of her parents are doctors. Why not? And I think Heavenly's oldest son, I think, is in medical school. I think. So yeah. So that's how I feel about that. That was cute. We have Simone taking her son. She done bought them a condo. She told Miles, you got 1 year rent free to get it together. After that, you're gonna be paying me rent. She told the youngest one he got 2 years rent free, and after that, you're gonna have to pay her rent. She told them that they can't have guests over for what I think 3 nights consecutively, or they're gonna owe her rent too. I said, I know that's right. Told them to keep the house in good order. She don't want to come over there and the house be nasty. She said if there are any arguments or any type of conflicts that y'all can't resolve on your own, your dad has to mediate. Baby, Cecil said, I didn't agree to that. I didn't. Cecil said, I didn't agree to mediate in nothing. I didn't agree to mediate this. But I thought those rules weren't ridiculous, especially when you living somewhere for free. The place looks nice. It's a 2-bedroom condo. It had a deck off of what the primary bedroom had a deck off on it. And it was funny. They caught themselves. They told on their son, but they caught themselves. Did y'all hear them telling their son? Did y'all hear them telling it was 2 night symmetry, 2 nights? Because they said they're gonna tell Miles, oh yeah, this room gonna be the perfect room for you because you can open up the door and let it air out. And then they gonna add on talking about something. Oh well, with your when you got your wet clothes and stuff. Nah, they mean aired out because that boy in there smoking the weed. Why he need to let the room air out? That's my opinion. That's how I took what they said. I ain't saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that's how I took it. That's how I took it, child. That's how I took it. You know what, Nikki? I don't like diagnosing nobody, but I definitely feel like Miles. I feel like Miles might have some challenges. I'm gonna just leave it at that. He needs to, since he was for her, continuing to take care of them because he thinks. I don't understand what you just said, Shantia. You thought because he stinks. I don't know. Because they said let it air out and then they caught themselves. But okay, if that's what it is, I took it as something else. But okay then. All right. Y'all took it like that. I took it as something else. But okay. Somebody just said something. Right. Cecil said he might knock out the whole their whole side of the room upstairs and make it a rooftop deck. And I ain't mad at you, Cecil. I ain't mad at you at all, Cecil, because listen, Dr. Simone said, I don't know where you're going, but you can't come back home. So you ain't got to go home. And listen, I think this is a pretty good compromise. She's not putting them out without anything. She's giving the son who been in college for 6 years, she's giving him a year. And she didn't even say you have to leave after a year. She said you just got to start paying rent after a year. She say they got to get out. She just ain't going to start paying rent. And I don't think that's unreasonable. And the youngest one, he's still in college. So she said you got 2 years before you rent free. She didn't say they had to leave. She just said you're gonna be paying rent. And I'm sure she still ain't gonna make them pay market value. Like the condo was 300 and something $1,000. They're not gonna be paying that mortgage. Not in my opinion. They're not gonna be paying the mortgage plus whatever the condo fees are, plus whatever the monthly bills are as far as the electric, cable, gas, whatever. I I think that's a really good compromise. She said, listen, I'm gonna get y'all out of my house. I'm gonna put y'all in your own situation. I'm gonna give you time to get your life together and get your situation straight. It's an investment property for me. It's a win-win. I think that's a pretty decent idea. You know, I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't think that's a bad idea, and I don't think it's a bad situation. You know, so there it is. So that's that. All right. So we see Toya packing, getting ready to go to Napa. And once again, I feel like this conversation was specifically geared towards Operation Get Quad Off the Show. I just do. Because her and Eugene sat there and had a whole conversation about why she don't want Quad to go on this trip. And Eugene was like, yeah, well, Quad ain't my favorite person. I mean, you need to be, and even the way he was talking, when you think you were like, when have we ever seriously? Let's be real, y'all. Seriously, when have we ever heard on any reality show that did not involve a physical altercation? When do we ever hear people put this much energy into who is and who isn't coming on a trip? And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying that is a lot of energy they put into Quad. For what? Like Quad ain't beat nobody up. You know what I'm saying? Quad ain't threatened to beat nobody up. Y'all, for what we know what the backstory is. We done already went through what the backstory is. But like for real, y'all, think of all of the franchises. When have we heard anybody put this much energy into who is and who isn't coming on this on one person not coming on a trip that didn't involve some sort of violence or a threat? And I mean, there may be some examples, but I need y'all to give them to me. And I'm not even being funny. I'm being really serious right now. Like, this whole episode was about Quad. Seriously, if you take that scene with Simone out with her sons and you take the scene with Heavenly out with Alora, this whole episode was about Quad. You could tell her husband was still mad about the reunion. He was in his feelings, child. Which I can listen, and let me tell you something. So, and I mean, and again, I know I listen to Heavenly, so some of my point of view comes from information that Heavenly has put, done on her YouTube channel. But the whole thing with Toya last season, Heavenly said everybody in the group was talking about Toya and the rumor that she was sleeping with somebody in the neighborhood. She said that the girl that Toya tried to fight, not the pregnant one, But the other one that Toya, that Anila brought to the party last year, she was the one that brought the rumor to the group. Quad just repeated it. And as far as Anila Toya being involved with Anila's house getting robbed, again, Dr. Heavenly was like, they all talked about it. But of course, they got Quad on camera. Now, where Quad, I think, became an issue is because she doubled down on it at the reunion. Because Andy gave her, Zena, thank you. Andy gave her the opportunity to say, well, in the moment, it was a lot going on. But no, I know Toya would not rob somebody, right? She had an opportunity, but when Andy asked her about it, she doubled down on it. So yes, Quad wasn't the one that brought the rumor to the group, but Quad was the one that got on camera repeating it. And when she had an opportunity to clear it up, she didn't. So Toya is like F you and gone somewhere, right? Miss Pretty Young Thing, hold on to that. I mean, Miss Pretty Amazing, you hold on to that, because I got something in my head when we get to the end of this. I got something in my head. You hold on to that, okay? So then they have a whole I'm sorry, I gotta rewind, y'all, because I missed this part. In that opening scene, they had a whole conversation about who was going to invite Quad. Was it going to be Dr. Heavenly? Was it going to be Phaedra? So they decided they would let Phaedra do it, since Phaedra was bringing Quad to everything any damn way. Phaedra could bring her to the trip. So they scheduled it so that Toya, Heavenly, everybody was on that first flight except for Dr. Jackie, who probably had to work, Phaedra, and Quad. And I feel like because Toya they didn't want to ride with Quad. So Quad was supposed to come with Phaedra. Well, we found out later that Phaedra changed her flight so she wouldn't be on the flight with Quad, because she was like, well, according to what Angela told us from the live review, she was like, I don't want no parts of this. Like, I really don't want to get in between it. But she was supposed to be the one to bring Quad on camera, y'all. But what we found out, what up, Patches? Hey, boo. But what we found out was that production actually ended up inviting Quad. We're going to get back to that in a second, because when we get to the rooms, we'll get back to that. So we're on the van, and we find out that Heavenly, they said somebody Heavenly inviting her. Heavenly said, no, I ain't inviting her. Phaedra was supposed to invite her. So then Heavenly and Sweet Tea clear the air, which don't mean nothing, because Sweet Tea been talking about Heavenly every chance she get, child. So they clearly ain't in a good space in real time. But on the van, but Dr. Heavenly, she still got to be shady. Her ass want to talk about how old Dr. Gregory is and how he might have worms or some shit. I don't know, child. It was Dr. Heavenly being Dr. Heavenly. Right. Carrie brought the rumor about the robbery, right? And then Zena brought the rumor about the affair. But either way, other people brought the rumors to the group. And then the other thing is, in real time, according to Dr. Heavenly, Toya and Anila are friends again. So they back to being friends again. So, girl, what up, Prophet? As she should, because Heavenly been reckless in her interviews and reviews. Yeah, I mean, she has. I mean, Dr. Heavenly has definitely said some shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think Sweet Tea is wrong for responding to Dr. Heavenly, because Dr. Heavenly just say shit, and then, she feel like she could just be like, I'm sorry, and it go away. But yeah, I'm with you on that one, Prophet. Like, Dr. Heavenly really be coming out her mouth crazy. So anyway, the ladies get to the place. The place looks beautiful. It's nice. It looks like, if you've never been to Napa, Napa's a beautiful. I've never stayed in Napa Valley. I've done a couple of wine. Went to a couple of wineries in Napa, and it is beautiful countryside. And I was glad to see all that melanin, because when I went, baby, I was only me and my cousin. We was the only ones that looked like this. Everybody else looked like this. We was the only ones that looked like this. And we went out to eat afterwards, and we was the only ones in the restaurant that looked like this. Everybody else looked like this. So it was nice to see all the melanated ladies down to the Napa. Now I like Sweet Tea better on Flavor of Love. Moving on. I do too, Nikki. I absolutely believe that Phaedra did that. I absolutely do. Because first of all, we know Phaedra ass lie. So when Phaedra was like, we went on one date, I don't believe it. I believe Dr. Listen, and I know Dr. Gregory got some shit with him too. But I believe what Quad said that Dr. Gregory has said. I believe that. These women are friends. Quad is a co-worker. Well, she got fired tonight. They get to the room and Toya is handing out rooms. Now on camera, again, Angela told us that production, we're going to get to that in a second. But on camera, it looked real shady that Toya didn't have a room for it. My thing is this. If you invited Quad, or you knew that somebody invited Quad, I'm here, y'all. You knew that somebody invited Quad, then you should have had a room for Quad. That was just damn disrespectful. Sorry, y'all, I had to drink some water. I just felt like that was disrespectful that they didn't have a room for that woman. You knew you had invited her. Now, again, that's what we saw on camera. What we saw on camera was that Toya invited Quad and she didn't really want Quad to come. So when she found out Quad was actually coming, she didn't have a room for her. Now, we all know that production handles the rooms and all that stuff. Like, we know how that goes. So behind the scenes, what Toya had said was she hadn't heard from Quad. She said, so I had not heard from Quad, so I didn't know that Quad was coming because she never, according to Toya, she never called to confirm that she was coming, and so that's why I didn't have a room for her. Now, tonight we found out that production was the one that invited Quad because none of the ladies told Quad about the Napa trip. Now, I'm going to call bullshit on that in a second, but hold on. Let me put a pin in that. I'm going to call bullshit and I'm going to put a pin in that. The fact that none of the ladies told Quad about the trip, I'm going to call BS on that. Okay, I don't believe that happened. But Quad, but that's why Toya said she didn't have a room for Quad because Quad never confirmed that she was actually coming. But I still feel like that was bull hockey. I feel like that was bull hockey because I don't want to keep cussing, child. I've been cussing a lot. I still feel like that's bull hockey because I feel like too much was said at the end of this episode for me to believe that production was the only people that told Quad about this trip. And I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, if nobody had actually asked Phaedra, if nobody had ever actually asked Quad to come on the trip, if it was production that did it, then why did Phaedra change her flight? If they didn't know that Quad was coming, and if Phaedra didn't say nothing to Quad about it, and nobody had talked to Quad about this Napa trip, and she only found out through production, then how would Phaedra know to change her flight? Because I believe Phaedra changed her flight so she wouldn't have to ride with Quad. I believe that. How would Phaedra know to change her flight? And then when Dr. Heavenly said that she felt like she was being used because she said that after she got off the phone with Phaedra, she called me. And I felt like she was being used because remember, if you don't go, you don't get paid. Y'all paid attention to when Quad first got there and Toya said, Quad, I didn't even know you were coming. And Quad said, come on now, you know I had to come. Because I had to show up, because if I wasn't here, I don't get paid. And if this is 3 episodes, that's 3 episodes I don't get paid. Remember, she had already missed the first 2 episodes. So she didn't show up for the 3 episodes they're going to be in Napa. Baby, that's another paycheck. That's 3 paychecks she missing, or however the slide goes, however the pay scale go. So I'm going to call BS on the fact that production invited Quad and none of the other ladies knew. I call BS on that because how did Phaedra know to change her flight? And then Toya called Phaedra out about it, which means that Toya knew. Because the first thing Toya said was, well, I thought Quad was riding with you, and Phaedra tried to come up with some bullshit reason why she took a later flight. And Toya was like, I call bullshit on that. And Dr. Heavenly told it. Now, Dr. Heavenly is a lot of things. Dr. Heavenly messy as hell. Dr. Heavenly can be rude. But Dr. Heavenly I ain't known her to be no liar now. To her own detriment. Sometimes she tells the truth. So when Dr. Heavenly said, Phaedra told me that's why she changed her flight. Because she didn't want to ride with you. Toya said it. Dr. Heavenly said, I felt like Quad was using me because she was trying to get an invite to Napa. Why was she trying to get an invite to Napa? Not to support Toya, but so she could get paid. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to call. I'm gonna wait and see what Dr. Heavenly say tomorrow night. But I'm gonna have to call BS on that one. Now I gotta wait to hear what Dr. Heavenly say, because Dr. Heavenly gonna tell it. Especially since Quad done already let the cat out the bag and told everybody she was leaving the show, and she been talking about it all week. Oh, Dr. Heavenly gonna tell it. She gonna tell it. In the live, Toya said Quad said it was for her check. That's why she exactly. Leo, that's exactly what I just said, boo. Exactly. Because if you don't go, listen, we know how this reality game is. You don't show up, you don't get paid. So anyway, the ladies have a spa day. Let me get. I've already talked about half of it out of order, but we're gonna get there. So the ladies have a little outdoor spa experience. I thought that was cute, overlooking the vineyards. You know, I thought that was really nice of the ladies. Child, they was all there. They took the electric bikes. They rode the electric bikes. Yeah. Blah blah blah. Really nothing too exciting happening. Sweet Tea let it be known that she told Gregory what Heavenly said, and they was like, "Girl, why you go back and tell Gregory what Heavenly said?" She was like, "Cause he needs to know." I ain't mad at you. That's your husband. Somebody talking about your man. I ain't mad at you for telling Gregory what Dr. Heavenly said, especially since the shit was on camera. I mean, it ain't like it's gonna be a secret. Girl, I ain't mad at you. Tell your man, let your man know what's going on, because you don't want him looking at you crazy when the show come on. She wasn't wrong. Sweet Tea wasn't wrong. Flying from Atlanta to San Francisco is way too long of a flight for the BS, and adding Napa is an additional hour and a half ride. Right. Child. On the live production, confirmed he invited Quad on the trip. Phaedra was supposed to back out after the funeral home incident. Wait a minute. Tracy, what? Phaedra was supposed to. Oh, Phaedra was supposed to invite Quad, and then she backed out after the funeral home incident. But I still call. Okay, so what you're saying is she knew about the Napa trip, but nobody had invited her on the Napa trip. Okay, that I can believe. I can believe that she knew about the trip, but nobody from the group invited her on the trip. I got that. Okay, I'm with that. I'm with it. I can go down that road. But I thought they was trying to say that nobody told her about the trip. Nah, because too much was going on for her not to know nothing about the trip. Okay. All right, Tracy, I'm with you. I got it. Okay. So later on that day, Quad shows up. And again, let me say this again. If I'm in a group of people, that's like, okay, I'm planning a trip for my birthday next summer. And I'm inviting some people on my trip. How would I feel if somebody on my trip showed up and the first thing I said to them was, "Oh, I don't even have a room for you." Quad walks in the room and you can tell, like, the whole I can feel it through the screen, the tension. So I know Quad felt it in the room, right? I felt it in the door. I felt it coming through the screen. And then the first thing they say to her was, "Oh, well, no." The first thing Toya said was, "Oh, you ain't have to bring your luggage," as if to be like, "Yeah, you ain't staying here." And then the first thing she gonna say was, "Well, I didn't even have a room for you. I didn't know you were coming. That's not very welcoming. Like, again, that's something that y'all could have eased into that. That's something that, okay, you're going to have to talk about it. But I would have felt some kind of way in that moment. And again, I don't give a damn what beef y'all got. That I felt that hurt my feelings because I'm sensitive like that. You say that to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gone. Like, I know me, I know my personality, and I get it that this is a job and we filming and I gotta work. But baby, I'd have took my happy ass right down the road and I would have checked into another hotel and I just would have let me know what time I need to show up to film. That would have hurt my feelings. Like, that's the first thing out your mouth to me is you ain't have a room for me. Nobody even needed to know about that. Even if it was a production situation where they didn't know she was coming and productive, nobody needed to know about that. I just thought that. And then after she leaves the room, y'all will sit there and have a conversation talking about something. Yeah, she came in hot. Yeah, she was a little feisty. She was doing what the fuck did you expect from this woman? First of all, and now those comments make a little bit more sense too, because y'all were anticipating Quad coming with the bullshit because y'all know y'all tried to ice her out of that damn trip and production bought her anyway. See, now some of this stuff makes sense because I was sitting here like, what do you mean she came in hot? And well, you knew she was going to come in hot and, blah, 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 blah. I was like, but she didn't. I didn't feel like Quad came in hot. Feel like Quad was giving y'all an attitude of being feisty with y'all. So they're getting ready for dinner, child. Jackie and Phaedra show up, and I already told y'all that basically Toya was like, so why did you come late? Why didn't you ride with Quad? And Phaedra tried to make it seem like it wasn't no issue, but we found out later that she didn't want to ride with Quad because she didn't want to deal with the bullshit. She didn't want to get in between what was going on, and so she changed her flight, right? We get to dinner. Now, before Quad get there, child, they laughing and giggling. They having a good conversation. They talking about whatever the hell they talking about. Quad walks up and it's just quiet. It's just quiet. I don't know why people think Cecil don't do anything. Cecil lost his job at Coca-Cola and he became a real estate agent. He was only out of work for a little while. And I know that was like part of their storyline a couple of years ago when they were having some marital issues. But it was very clear that man is real estate. Again, if you follow him on social media, you know that's what he does. Now, I ain't saying that the man is selling, $10 million homes every week, but the man is a real estate agent and he's making money. Like, I don't know how much money he made. And Simone probably is the breadwinner, but I just feel like I don't understand why people act like Cecil don't work. I've seen a lot of people say that and even heavily be making them comments or whatever. But I feel like, it bothers me sometimes because I feel like we just don't respect other ways that people can make money. He's a real estate agent. Do you know there are millionaires who sell real estate? People have become very, very, very rich selling real estate. And then I ain't even meaning that they're selling $10 million homes. But if you are consistently selling, mid-range houses and you getting in your commission, you good. You all right. And I just don't understand why people low key. I don't know. It bothers me because when the situation is flipped, don't nobody have nothing to say. If that situation were flipped, if Cecil were the doctor and Simone was selling real estate, when nobody had no issues. But because it's the other way around, everybody want to make jokes about this man not working. She damn sure ain't the type to keep a broke man. Now she might, because remember, he had a good job and he got laid off. Shit happens. People get laid off all the time. He got a severance package. He said that. They said that at the reunion or whatever. He got a severance package. So even though he wasn't working, it wasn't like he was broke. He got a very nice severance package while he was trying to figure out what he was going to do with the rest of his life. Let me tell y'all something. And I know most of y'all know. Right, he was in IT, so he had to flip his whole career. Let me tell y'all something. And for those of you who are in my age range, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. When you've been working at a job for 20 years in a particular field, and all of a sudden one day your company is downsizing, and they say thank you, but no thank you, and they give you a nice little severance package and they send you on your way. Listen, I don't think it's anything wrong with chilling for a couple of months so you can figure it out. You may want to make a career change. Hell, now you got to update your resume. You've been doing the same thing, working for the same people for 20 years. You got to update your resume. You out here in the field. You now 40-something years old competing with 20-year-olds. You sitting on your, I don't know if Cecil ever went back and got another degree, but you sitting on your undergrad degree that you got 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and now you competing with the dude that graduated 2 years ago or a year ago, and you got to sit there and convince these people to hire you. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. I don't know why people do that. That bothers me. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like when we do that. When I say we, I mean collectively. I don't like when we do that. But anyway, and so that's when he went into real estate. And again, I don't know how many houses that man sells, but I follow him on Instagram, and I know he be posting his stuff, and he be posting where he sell people houses and his closings, pictures of him giving people keys and stuff like that. So he's selling something. Shit, he's selling some. Hell, he sold that condo to his wife. Didn't you hear him say, "I gotta treat you like a real client. Here's my card." He sold that damn condo to his wife. Shit. Doll said she had to do it after 11 years with a company. Exactly. Shoot. But anyway, I went off on that. See, I went off on that rant. So we get to dinner. Like I said, Quad shows up and it's just quiet. So the first thing Quad does is she tells Toya, listen, I know right now me and you ain't even in a good place, but I'm very proud of you and I'm glad to be here to celebrate you. So that really, I said, bravo, Quad. Because Quad ain't stupid. Quad ain't stupid, y'all. I said, bravo, Quad, because you knew they was coming for your ass. You knew they was coming for your ass. So Quad tried to flip it. Now, it ain't work, but Quad tried to flip it. And it did kind of put Toya back for a second because Toya was sitting there like, shit, where do I go now? Because Toya, they was ready to get her. So Dr. Simone, she spoke first and she said, Quad, basically, at the whole resurrection situation, a lot of us still left with a bad taste in our mouth. And we still basically feel some kind of way about how things have gone down the last year or so. So Quad says, this is what did it. They went back and forth for a minute, but here's what did it for. I'm gonna tell you, this was the nail in the coffin for Quad. When Quad said, well, I'm not emotionally attached to anybody in this group, but I'm trying to work on it. You're not emotionally attached to anybody. And that's what hurt Heavenly's feelings. And I'm going to tell you what I know. Again, when I say what I know, I don't mean I talk to nobody and I know. I'm just telling you in my mind what I know. Heavenly was the last person holding on for your ass, Quad. Heavenly was the last person. The last person holding on for you. And when you said that you did not have an emotional attachment to anyone in that group, and that's why Heavenly started telling it. That's why Heavenly started. Let me tell you something. Heavenly When the thing about Heavenly is when Heavenly hurts, Heavenly lashes out. You pay attention. When Heavenly is her most reckless is when she's hurt. All that shit last year with Contessa, she was hurt because she said that her and Contessa were friends in real life. And she said that I only spoke on the things Contessa told on the show. I never talked about her private business. I never talked about anything she shared with me in confidence. I only spoke on what was on the show. She was hurt by what happened with Contessa last year. And you see Contessa ass ain't on the show. Y'all, are y'all paying attention? Y'all paying attention? I'm not saying she wasn't honest. She was honest. But again, like Dr. Simone said, she said, okay, well then what has changed then? If you're saying that you've done these things in the past and you've tried to do these things and you're still trying and it ain't working, then what has changed? Why are we still trying? If you've been trying and trying and trying and you can't find a way to connect to us, why are you here? I mean, that's basically what the conversation was. Well, why are you here? And when she said this, and again, you could see it. Dr. Heavenly was hurt. She was hurt. Quad speaks in general terms and needs to be more direct when she makes bold statements. She does. I agree. She does. You can see it in the live that she was hurt. I think she really liked Quad. She does love Quad. She absolutely does love Quad. And I think most of those women, because I can't say all, but I think most of those women did have feelings for Quad at some point in time. Why did Dr. Contessa leave the show? Because they ain't ask her back. Now, she can make it seem like that she left the show on her own, but she didn't. Phaedra is not, well, I don't think Phaedra is mad at Quad. I think that what happened was Phaedra and Quad had a conversation. Phaedra and Quad, now this is what was said. Dr. Heavenly put this out. Phaedra and Quad had a whole conversation about Quad trying to get back in with the group. What can I do to get back in good with the ladies? The ladies, because again, they were icing her out. Let's be clear. Production, they were icing her out. She had a conversation with Phaedra about how can I get back in with the group. That whole resurrection situation was Phaedra helping Quad. And like I said at the beginning of my live, Quad was supposed to be very contrite. Quad was supposed to be very much her mea culpa, like somebody said earlier. She was supposed to be very much, I am sorry, and take ownership for the things that she's done. But she did not do that. And again, remember, there was a lot that happened that we didn't see, right? Y'all know how they edit. So a lot more was said and done in that church than what we saw. And so Phaedra basically was like, yeah, I ain't trying to go. This ain't what I want my storyline to be. Let's be clear. We already know Phaedra on some bull. We already know that Phaedra is on some bull, right? Phaedra is on Married to Medicine because Bravo wanted to bring Phaedra back onto Bravo, and they couldn't get her on Real Housewives of Atlanta, so they backdoored her ass into the Married to Medicine, hoping that she would bring her all these people that claim they miss Phaedra so much and they want Phaedra back so bad, they thought they was gonna hop over there to Married to Medicine, which I think a lot of them did do. But that's what that was about. Let's be clear. Phaedra ain't married to no Medicine. She ain't dating no Medicine, and she don't even know these women like that. She knew Quad. So her connection to the group is Quad. So her thing was, if Quad ship is sinking, I ain't going down with that damn ship. If the Quad ship is sinking, I ain't going down with that ship. I believe something real happened at the funeral home. What you mean? I don't know what you mean, something real. What you mean, Tracy? So let me say this. So Heavenly ended up telling it. Heavenly told it that Phaedra changed her flight because she didn't want to fly with Quad. She told it that what else did she tell it? Shit. She told it all, child. She told it all. Okay. And it really made, she talked about Quad dating Greg and the stipend, the $4,000 a month stipend, which, child, I believe it. I believe she did. I believe she asked for the stipend from Greg. And I believe Greg was like, hell to the nah, to the nah, nah, nah. And Phaedra was like, well, thank you very much. Remember, they dated years. I mean, this was before Quad. So when did Married to Medicine start? Married to Medicine, this is their 10th season. So Married to Medicine started at least 2013. I mean, if you factor in the fact that, they don't, the filming schedule, probably 2012, maybe the show debuted, right? So we're talking about, this was probably, around 2010 that this might have happened, because this is before he met Quad. This is before he dated Quad. So we're not talking about the Phaedra we know, because Phaedra talking about something. My purse cost $10,000. Your purse wasn't costing $10,000 20 years ago. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. You had your law degree and all that good stuff. But let me tell you what I know. And I have friends that are attorneys, just like friends that are doctors. You don't start off making money. You start off in debt. Let's be clear. And you got to pay your dues. So all of that, Phaedra, the celebrities, all that, whatever. And let's be clear, even if you do have a $10,000 purse, ain't no who turning down a $4,000 stipend. I'm just saying. When Quad tries to express herself, the women don't allow her to. I don't agree with that. This is why I don't want them messing with Medicine Wise. It doesn't need all of this. Like, I can run it down. Quad ain't innocent, but she's not the only one wrong. I agree, Two Fights. And that's why I said from the beginning, I have two ways that I'm looking at this. Now, let me say this. This my suggestion. Jay Wash, thank you for your member comment. You've been a member for 8 months. Thank you, boo. Does Phaedra still practice law? I don't think so. I mean, she still has her law license, but I don't think she's actually a practicing attorney at this point. If anything, she does contracts. You know what I mean? She might still do like contract type stuff, but I don't think I definitely know she don't really do like criminal law and stuff like that. Like I said, she may do contracts as it relates to her other businesses and stuff, but nah, she ain't practicing law right now. Now here's my suggestion. Bravo, you listening? Bravo. Now here's my suggestion. Thank you. I tried to be fair because I really felt some kind of way, and I really tried to see it from both sides. But I do feel like the whole thing was a setup. But that's another conversation. Bravo, are you listening? Now here's what y'all need to do. Bravo, this is what y'all need, and I know y'all not gonna do it. So ReallyTV, listen. Hello, ReallyTV, listen. I need you on my backup. Hell, even on Carlos King. I need y'all to listen. All them people, I done called all these people there. I need y'all to listen. This is what y'all need to do. Y'all listening? This is what y'all need to do. Now, I don't know what the status is of your lawsuit with Mariah. Don't know nothing about it. Okay. I just know Mariah got real quiet. She was out there first doing her interviews, and then she got real quiet, and we ain't really heard from Mariah. So I have no idea what's going on with Mariah. Okay. But let me tell y'all what y'all need to do. If it was me. Now, if I see this anywhere, I want my money. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't saying you can't steal my idea. I'm just saying, can you give me some change? Can you give me some change? Y'all need to get Mariah. Y'all need to get Quad. And y'all need to do Thelma and Louise style show. Go back to, remember the Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie days, where they put them in a car and they had them going across country and doing little jobs or whatever. Y'all need to create a show for the two of them so that they can work on their friendship and bring us some entertainment. Because let's be clear, Whether you like Mariah and whether you like Quad, you can't say they weren't entertaining together. And they were really, truly friends who really did love each other. And whatever went down between them, which neither one of them will ever really say what really, really happened, whatever went down between them, it was hurtful to both of them. But I think both of them are open to at least the conversation. Now, that's my opinion. I don't know neither one of them like that. But Quad did say something like that on her Twitter earlier this week. She said something about being open to talking to Mariah. She did say something. Now, I don't know how Mariah feels. Because remember, Quad did accuse Mariah of being a drug addict. I don't know how Mariah feels. But I think it would be a cute show. I think it would be a cute show. And again, I don't want to see them in no therapy sessions. I don't want to see, Let them put their asses in an RV and let them go from here to California or whatever and film that shit and have them stop and do little odd jobs along the way. Or even still the idea that they did this summer with Luann and the other lady and put them in West Bumblefuck somewhere and they had to stay there I didn't watch the show, so I don't know what they had to do. But I'm telling you, listen, whether you liked either one of them or not, they absolutely are entertaining together. And if Mariah ain't gonna do it, if Mariah and Quad can't get on Bravo because of whatever reason they can't do Bravo, go on over there to Carlos and put it on or WeTV and give us a good old 6 episodes of the two of y'all reunited. I promise you, the ratings gonna be through the roof and it's gonna be funny. I'm just telling you. Miss Quad, she got it. Yes, Jay. Thank you for the super chat, my love. Yes. Okay. Now that's my 2 cents. Now, like I said, if I see it, just break me off a little piece of that Kit Kat bar. But y'all can have it. Just give me a little piece of the pie. They fell out because the ladies and Rico Chappelle all told what things Mariah was saying about her. That was the second season. Friendship went downhill from there. Okay, boo. Thank you. All right. With that being said, y'all, let me get out of here. I'm going to go to bed, child. It's past my bedtime. I did not mean to be here no hour, okay? It was my intention to be here no hour, but baby, this episode did something to me, okay? It's 274 people in the chat. If you have not already hit that like button, if you could please do so, I would appreciate you oh so much. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, child. But this is what we do. We have a good time, okay? I want everybody to have a good evening. I will see y'all tomorrow in the Whether You Like It or Not panel. Lord, and I will be going live to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac at about 6:45 tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow, child. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.